Hello friends, welcome back to Laravel 11 tutorial. In this video, we are going to discuss about Laravel views. Okay, we are discussing Laravel topic-wise discussion, and we have created Laravel 11 playlist, and I will provide the playlist link in the description section. So in this video, we just discuss about another features of MVC, that is a Laravel views. Okay, so Laravel is fully supported MVC framework, and if you check, last time we discussed about MVC also. So here let's check again. So MVC means model view controller, where any user sends a request to the controller, and if any database related operation needed, then we need this model. And for model, controller send the request, and model responds the data from the database. Okay, and after that the processed data means whatever the user requesting, actually based on that request, controller provides some data which actually send it to the view, and view actually represent to the user. Okay, so view is the important part of MVC. So last we discussed about the controller, so in this video we are going to discuss about the view. So this is actually view. Okay, so how to make view? In Laravel we have Artisan command. So by using Artisan command we can create a view. So let's check what are the Artisan commands. So PHP Artisan list. So what are the available command in the Artisan? So let's go, and to create a view, actually we need to make the view. So simply just all of the Artisan command, but I know where I will get. So just create a make, just go to the make section, and here you will get the make view command, which actually create a new view. So I will use this make view command to create a view. So simple, let's say one another thing before creating the view. Actually in the Laravel application, if you check, there is a resource folder, and inside the resource folder we have a views folder. Okay, so by default Laravel provides a welcome blade.php. Actually this is the Laravel by default provided, but I deleted all the things and just written here Laravel views. That's the reason I actually see this Laravel views here. Here I want to create another some views, so that we can understand how we create and how to access, or what is the purpose of views. Okay, now let's create the view. So simple, right here PHP Artisan make and view, and let's add the view name. Suppose we have a welcome.blade.php. Suppose I am just going to create a home view. Okay, so PHP Artisan make view home. Now let's enter, and you can see the new view is successfully created inside the resource views home.blade.php. So if you just check inside your application, so you are getting the home blade.php. This is the view. So simple, right here hello from the home. Okay, so just add inside the h1 tag, write hello from home. Okay, and if you want to see that views, then how you can do this? So simply to call a view, you can write here in this way route, and just write here some links home, and here just need to use the view method so that we can render a view, and here write the view name, that is the home. Okay, now this is the URL and this is the blade name, okay, or view name. So if you just go to the home, just go here and write home, you can see hello from home. Okay, so it's not means that always we need to write a home. Actually this is the URL path, and this is the blade file or view file path. So if you write here anything, means if you write dashboard, you can add, and the URL will be changed the home to dashboard. Okay, so now it will be not found, actually home is not present, and it's makes as a dashboard. So we are getting hello from home. Okay, but here I just write it that thing so that we can remember what are the views name and what are the paths. Now the next thing is, if we just go to the MVC model, actually the view should come after the controller, means user request to the controller, and that will come to the view. Okay, so then how we can pass the data to controller, and from controller we are getting the view, we will get the view. So if you just going to make a controller, simply create a PHP Artisan make and controller. This is a command, controller, controller, and suppose I am going to create a student controller. Okay, so let's enter this. So if you just create the student controller, it will store into the app HTTP controllers student controller.php. So let's check. I already discussed about the controller in the last video, and if you check here HTTP, there is the student controller is created. Okay, now I am going to create another thing. So here I just going to add some functions, and when user request, and I will call a route. Actually in the request section we will have another filter, that is a routing, which actually checking whether the URL is present or not. So after creating a controller, we need to call the URL. So the URL will be, so simply write here route, and just write get, this is a get HTTP request, and here write students. Okay, now this will be the URL, but I want to call some function from the student controller. So here write public function, just write list. So return student list. Okay, so I want to get this student list from the URL. So when you click on the students link, I want to get. Okay, so from the route, from the web.php, how we can understand there is a function, the name is list. So to access this student controller, simply we have a namespace app HTTP controllers, just paste it here. So use app HTTP controllers, and name of the controller is student controller. So this is a class name. Okay, student controller, sorry. And now to call a function, we have an array type of thing. So student controller class, and then the function name. This is the second parameter of the array. Actually this is the array, this is the first, and this is the second element. Okay, so the next we need to write the method name, that's the list. So if you click on the students, you will get the student. Okay, so student list we are getting from the student controller. Now the thing is, here we have not used any views, so I want to call the views also. So simply I just go here and write PHP Artisan make view, and here write student list. Okay, so this is the view name, and just copy this and return that things from here. So instead of that thing, so I just closing these and write here return view. This is the method to render any view. We need to write this view syntax, and after that the student list. Actually when we use the view, that means the student list will search from the root directory of the views, means inside the views student list. Okay, now if you just go to the student list which actually just created. Okay, so here I want to write that thing. So just go to the student controller and simply write a student list here. Okay, so just use the tag, suppose h1 tag, actually it will look better. That's the reason I am using the tags. So simply write the student list. Okay, now this student list actually coming from the views. Right, now if I just want to pass some data, means in the student list or anything, means I just want to pass some data to the controller, and from the controller I want to get the data from the view. So here I am just passing the name John. Okay, so students John, how are we gonna get this? Simple. So to get this is the parameter. The first parameter is the URL, the base URL, and then the students. So I created the students, but we have not created the second parameter, so that that's the reason actually the routes not getting that URL. So that's the reason. Here I just want to pass some things. So just write a name. This is the parameter, and I want to receive that parameter from the student controller list function. Okay, so just write here and $list, $name, and let's pass these things using array. So simply write name and just pass the name. Okay, so it will be the variable, so $name. Now we are passing this name into the student list, and this is the variable we are getting, and this is the variable we can use from the view. So please make a note. This is the variable, is the name, and this is the value, or this is the key, you can say. This key will accessible from the student list, and here simply write h2 name is $name. Okay, and let's print that things John. So we'll getting the student list, the name is John. Actually this name is not same as this name. Actually we are calling this name from the route or from the blade. So here you can write another things, the var or something. So the var will be, so we are using var, that means we are sending var here, so that you will get the response. Okay, it's not the name actually you're printing, so don't be confused. Okay, so I just undo that things because for naming convention. Okay, so this is the name. Now the another problem, if I not pass these things, then it will get an error, means 404 not found. Why? Because now if you check the routes of .php, here you can see it's expecting one parameter $name. Actually these are expecting some parameters to come, but I not provided any parameter. We are searching the students, so that's the reason is 404 not found. Laravel not finding any routes for that. So here I need to make one thing. So I need to make this parameter optional. Sometimes I may add name, or we may provide the name, or sometimes we may not. So that's the reason I am adding the name here. So here I am not providing these are the mandatory. This parameter became optional when you use the question mark here. Now the thing is, if you check the list, so this is the parameter. So sometimes we will get that parameter, sometimes not. So when we'll get the parameters, no problem, but when you not get any parameter, that time it may send error. So let's check it's sending error or not. Yes, too few arguments to the controller list. Okay, so actually we are not getting name here. So if you write here some name, that is Jack, then it's not problem. So when we are not providing, I want to set a default parameter. Okay, so name is a parameter, and here write name is missing. Okay, now if you just refresh this, we are getting the name is Jack. But if you not provide anything, so name is missing, so we have not provided a name. So now you can understand how to create a view, how to call that view from the controller, and how to send data to the views. So we are getting data into the routes, and we are passing that data to the controller, and then we provided that data into the list. So let's check the MVC diagram, you can understand. So we are providing some request with the parameter, we are getting this controller. So your controller send all the data into the view, and then we are getting response. So this is actually the response. Now one thing actually need to mention that things. So here this is the student list we have created. Okay, now one thing, so if you are going to create a large application and there may have many type of groups, means there may have many components: student, teacher, college, classes, books, libraries, whatever. So if you are going to create in that way, if you're going to create a view in that way, you may not find, or you may face a difficulty, because for student we have created list, we have add page, edit page, and there may have another functionality. So it's very difficult when you're going to create a large application. So we should use a proper folder structure, means there will have a folder like student, and inside the student folder we'll get all the files related to student, or will go inside the student folder. All the teacher related folder will come inside the teacher folder. So we need to get easily. Okay, now to create, suppose I am just going to create a student add page here. So let's view student add, or simply write add. So when you use these things, no problem. Okay, so add, and how to create. So I'm just going to create a folder students dot add. So just enter this. So if you check, these are created the students folder, and inside that we are getting the add.blade.php. So if you check here, students and add.blade.php. Now if you just going to call that things, how can you call this? So simply let's create another functions or another routes here. Write students and just use add. Okay, let's create a add method. Okay, so simply write a public function, and my function name is add. Okay, and here return view, and the blade name is add. Great. And here simply write some tags, h1 add student. Great. Now if I just going to call this student add, so I don't need these things right now. So student add, and just go here, let's see what happens. Student add. So we are getting the student add. View add not found. Why not found? Actually mistakenly I have added this add. Actually when you write any view in this way, that means it will search from the root directory, but this add file inside the students folder, and then we'll get the add. Okay, so simply write students dot add. Now refresh this, so we'll get the add student. Okay, so in the same way, if you just write here the list page. Okay, so we don't need to create the list here, and here just passing the list, and I'm just removing all the things and these things. Okay, and this is the list, we are calling list, so we are not passing any parameters, and in this way we can call. So what is the error? Actually public function list. Okay, now let's create a list file. So student dot list. Okay, and let's call in this way, students dot list. And if you check, so just go here and you can get the list. So just like add, I'm just writing here the student or student list. So now you can understand how easily we can do this. So if you just write here a list, you will get the list. Okay, not found. Why not found? Actually web.php, so not list is created. Actually by default when you click on the student, so I will see the student list. Great. Okay, now another thing, sometimes here just we have not added the students here. Okay, so if I just go here, and it's getting the error, that is the view not found. Okay, so this is the thing, we are getting error, actually the view not found. So how to check my view is exist or not? Okay, so for that we have an option. So let's say, let's add a condition if view. Okay, so to use the view we need to use some traits here. So use illuminate, then support SUPP over 2. I don't know why the suggestion is not coming, actually maybe the package is not added. So facets FCDES facets and the view. To use view we need to use the illuminate support facets. Okay, and just like here view, and let's use the function exists. Okay, plural form, not exist. Okay, and here write student add. Okay, so if the student add is present, then we'll return view, otherwise we'll return these things, student list. Okay, means here I want to say you how we can check the view is exist or not. So here if you just call student add, we are getting the add student, but if the add view is not present, sometimes I just going to rename this thing add to adding. Okay, now the student dot add should not present or should not exist, so condition should be false, so that time the student list will come. Okay, so just go here, and if you click on the student add, it's redirect to the student list. Actually student list is present inside the list. Okay, so now you can understand how we are checking is the view is exist or not. So this is all about the view, and you may have questions that why we using the blade php. Okay, so we know that add.php should be the name, but why we use the blade? Actually blade is the templating engine, so we'll discuss on that topic in the upcoming video. We'll discuss about the blade templating. Okay, so why in the blade template and how what's the advantage of using blade templating. Okay, so we'll discuss about that things. So next day please stay with us. So if you have any queries about this video, please comment in the below comment section. And next we are going to discuss about the Laravel blade template. And thanks for watching this video, and keep support me by subscribing this channel. Thank you.